Hey guys, in this video we will be working with Particles.js JavaScript library. I found this library and I thought it's going to be good to share with you because this may be useful for some of you guys. To me, it's a fun JavaScript library. You can build some really fun and cool stuff. And they have a GitHub repository here, but if you search on Google right now, Particles.js, there's going to be a website popping up which is vincentgary.com. I'm sorry if I'm just didn't pronounce it correctly, and then /particles.js. This is kind of like their main website, official one. And then here, this is like a demo. And then here you can just download the library, or you can go to their GitHub repository. This is what I already did. And this is the GitHub page they have. And they have instructions here. It tells you how to install it, and they have different kind of options here. There's another table which has all these properties, all these keys here and examples, and I have a CDN here, so we probably use the CDN in our tutorial. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna delete everything I have on my server right now. I'm running Node.js server, as you already see here. You can use Apache if you want, but I'm using Node.js because it's easier for me to work. I have XAMPP. You can use it if you want, and all my files are in my C partition, XAMPP, htdocs. I'm actually working on the exams folder. You can create your folder wherever you want, as long as you use the Node.js server. But if you use Apache, make sure you know where you create your folder. So here are my files. We have just 3 files, but I'm just gonna delete them and we will create them. Okay. So this is my code editor, which is Atom. So I'm gonna make it smaller. Alright, I'm gonna add a project folder using my particles folder here. And as I already said, I have this Node.js server running. If you don't know how to run a Node.js server without using React, or because whenever you work with React, you use just npm start in your React folder. But here it's easier. I'm just gonna close it. I'll open it again. I'm using Windows, but you can use it on any operation system you want. So let's go ahead and navigate to our folder. Mine is in C partition, and then XAMPP, htdocs, and then here I have the particles. And then in your folder, you want to type in npm install and then -g, which means globally, and then here live -server, and then press enter, and this is gonna install your live server. And then after it's done, you have to type in the live -server and then press enter. And this is gonna open up your browser in a new tab, and here is the folder. I don't have any file right now in my folder, that's why it doesn't show anything here. But usually if you have an index.html or PHP, it's gonna show whatever you have in that file. So okay, let's just close this. I have my editor here. I'm just gonna create a new file, index.html. index.html, and in Atom, if you type in HTML and then a tab button, it's gonna create you the HTML page already here, and you just have to add whatever you want to add in the body and in the head section. But by default, all these tags are being inserted here by Atom. So let's choose a title. I'm gonna type in here Particles.js. In our body section, if we check our GitHub page, they say here that we should have a div ID, which is particles-js. So let's copy it and paste it here, and then below it we should have the particles.js. This is the library, and I said we want to use the CDN, and then wherever you have the CDN there's a link. Click on that link. The domain is jsdeliver.com, and then here you want to pick the particles.min.js, and then let's just copy this URL from here, and we want to insert it. Let's close that. So we want to insert it in our code. Have another script tag here, and the source is gonna be that URL we just copied. Okay. Alright, let's go back and check whatever we have there. Let's see. So here they say after the library we want to have another JavaScript file which is gonna load the particles.json file after the page, whenever the page gets loaded. So let's copy this script from here and paste it right under the line wherever we call the library. This needs to be in script. Okay. Alright, and now we want to create another file which is going to be the style.css, and then we should have another file which is the particles.json. And another thing here, make sure if you change it for some reason, but make sure that they are the same. This name from here and this name from here, they are the same one. It used to be particles-js. Okay, let's create a new file here, and this is gonna be the particles.json. Okay, in our style CSS, we wanna call this style CSS file in our head section. So right below the title, we wanna insert it. So we'll have here style.css. Save it. Even whenever we open right now, refresh it. Now the page is white, it doesn't show that dark background anymore. And here we want to set the background color for the body property. We have body and then background color. I'm gonna make it black. Save it. Go back. Refresh it. For some reason it doesn't work. Let's see, go to the console. Particles.js. JSON input. So there's something I did something wrong here. Check one more time. So we have this. We have this. Okay, so let's put another 0. I just misspelled the color probably. Yeah, I misspelled the color. This error right here, it shows just because our JSON file is empty. That's why. And then we don't have a file icon here. By the way, I'm just gonna keep it up on the console here. And then we're actually done with our index.html. So let's go ahead and create our particles.json file. And we already know that JSON file is an object, and we open an object now here. And if we take a look on their particles.json, all these options, first of all is the particles. we will not use all this stuff from here. We will use just the ones we need to build the example I had before I start working on it. So here we will have particles, and of course this is an object, and then here we have the value. Now we have particles, and then we have the number actually here. So we want to choose a number of particles, and then this is an object, and then here we have the value, which is, let's make it 10 for now, and then after the number we have the color. Okay, and the color is also another object, and the value for the color is white. Okay, let's save it and let's see what happens. So we have 10 circles right now here, 10 particles, but we want to make them smaller, and we want to have more of them. So after color here it comes the shape. And this shape is also another object, and it has the type. And let's choose circle. And then there is also the circle stroke. This is another object, and it has the width. And we want to choose one for now. We just want to choose one, so we'll see what happens. And then there's the color, and make it this way. Okay, shape circle, let's save it. Let's go back and see what happens. Now we click it multiplies. Okay, what about red? Okay, we see that the shade, the border of this circle is red, and then if we choose let's say 4 here for the width, its border is kind of bigger. Alright, let's leave it 1 and leave this. We can leave, let's make it red. It's gonna be a little bit different than what we had before, but let's just choose red here. And then we have after this, after the shape, there is the opacity. And of course this one is an object, and it has a value, which is split 0.5. And then because right now our circles are white, and we want to add an opacity inside of for these circles for that color. So here is the, okay, we probably want to leave it value 0.5 for now. Let's see what happens. And then we see here that the the opacity works. Red. Here actually there's another value we can use, which is the random, and then this opacity is gonna be changed randomly. So we have random, we wanna set it to true, and now we see that some of them has higher opacity, some of them have lower opacity, and we're probably gonna leave it that way. And then after this opacity here, there's the size. And of course this size is an object, and it has a value. And let's put 5. Save it, let's go back, and we see that our particles are so small now. Let's add some more. Let's add 300. Oops. Okay, we see we have 300 here, but this red doesn't really look good on white. Let's make this border white. Save it, go back. Yeah, it looks much better right now. We don't have any errors in our console. It means we're on the right track. Okay, after this size, okay, this was the particles. Now we have another object, which is the interactivity, because we want to make them they should interact with our mouse. And here we have an object which is interactivity, and then here we have events, and this is another object, and we will use two events. One is going to be on hover, and the other one on click. Okay, so on hover, and let's see if I remember. Let's take a look here. So we should enable each of them. Okay. Enable, set it to true, and then we have the mode here, and we want to choose the repulse. And then there's the second one, which is the we will still play with this mode. We will create another object for this repulse, because this is another object. If I'm actually leaving it at that, let's save it, let's see what happens right now. So we choose the repulse. This is what repulse does, but because of the distance from the distance is it's too much here. We want to play a little bit with this distance. So this is, we will have another object which will be the repulse, and then here we will work with the distance. But now let's go ahead and create the second event, which is on click, and then here of course we should enable it, and then we have the mode, and for on click is gonna be push. Alright, so this is the event, and then here we want to have the repulse object, and then we should play a little bit with this repulse. Oops. Anyway, this one actually is gonna be the modes, and then in this object we will have the repulse, and then here we will have the distance, and let's say a distance, I don't know, 50, and then here is the duration, and the duration is for 0.5. We'll see what happens here. Okay, let's save it. Let's go back. Yeah, and we see that this distance works really good. I'm just gonna close this. So we're almost there. I just want to show you guys that how this shape could be changed, because if we choose here image, and then if we have an image object, we should have an image object here, because we can replace those circles with any icon we want. So there's the image, and then this image should have the source. Okay. All right. Let's search on images.google.com, and I'm just gonna be searching for star icon, and I will click white. Need a white star. Alright, found the white star. Copy the image URL. Okay, this is gonna work. Let's go back and insert it in our wherever we have our source, and then let's save it now and go back, and we see that our circles are being replaced by these stars. We can also play a little play with the size here. Wherever we have the size, let's make it 15, and now we see all these stars are bigger. But to me, circles look more like, I don't know, it looks better with circles, so I'm just gonna stick with circles for now. Okay, this looks better for me. So now we should create another div ID, and here in the center of this page we should have that div, which is gonna have the position absolute. So right here, wherever we have our div ID Particles.js, we want to create another, insert another one, which is div ID, and this is gonna be welcome. And then here we will say welcome to my page. Okay, save it, and then go to our style.css, and here we will have the welcome div ID, and we want to set the position to absolute, and then here we will have a background color, and then here we will have the border, say 1 pixels solid, and we'll make it green. I don't remember what color was in the demo. And then here we will have padding. Let's do it 20 pixels, and then on top is, from top is gonna be 100 pixels, and we will have from here I'm gonna put 40%. I'm gonna save it, go back and see what happens here. Well, we see this div here, but the padding doesn't work because I didn't put pixels, of course. So there you go, it works now. We can also change the font size. We'll make it 20 pixels, save it. Alright, we see it works. I mean, you can put here, you can have a login form or registration form if you want. You can have anything here. Just wanted to show you guys how this library works, because to me it's kind of like a fun library. I like working with stuff like this. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have questions, or you would prefer me to make a tutorial on a specific topic, just feel free to leave a comment with a question or a suggestion, and I'll do my best to help you out, guys. Thank you very much, and see you in the next tutorial.